Hey guys, welcome back to the channel on this Sunday morning. Now I have been waiting for microbrand VAER out of Venice, California to put out a diver for quite some time. And they've actually put out two different models. The D5 is assembled here in America and the D7 is completely Swiss made. What I have here today is the D7 variant. It's a nice watch for sure. It does have a couple flaws, not big deals. But it does have a couple flaws, but overall, for getting an ETA movement, this is a pretty good value, and I'm so happy that VAER finally released a diver. Let's check this thing out. All right, guys, I'll get into this, but first check out my Amazon shopping channel if you like any of the other watches I've reviewed on my channel. I do get a very small commission if you buy from my Amazon store, so I definitely appreciate it. Now, any of y'all that are familiar with VAER watches know the type of watch box that comes with this thing, kind of like dark navy blue or like a denim color. Anyway, this is the watch box that you get. And I'm not crazy about this watch box because see how it tilts back and forth? That's because it has underneath here these little things that are supposed to hold like a card, and they just make the top of the watch box kind of tilt back and forth, so it's not a snug fit. So if the guys over at VAER could take a look at that and maybe fix that somehow, that would be fantastic. All right, so with this particular model, you get some literature right here. This is the quick release stainless steel bracelet, and it's really, it's really nice. It's a nice bracelet, but there is one gripe I have with this bracelet, and I'll tell you about that here in a minute. So there's that. The watch came in here and it came on a Tropic strap, that rubber Tropic strap. Let me see if I can open this thing up here. There we go. There's a Tropic strap. Pretty nice. I'm not a Tropic strap type of guy. I just don't like the looks of them, but it is a nice strap. And then of course, here is the stainless steel that I've already put it on. Much prefer stainless steel bracelets on any of my watches. That's just a personal preference. For some reason, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like the rubber straps sometimes just don't go with the dive watch, and or I don't feel like they're quite as secure for some reason, even though they're, attached to the case in the exact same way as a stainless steel bracelet. Just having more metal on my wrist, just for some reason, it doesn't make any sense. Makes me feel, like I've got something more secure on my wrist. So like if you were to technically put it on like a NATO strap, that would be the most secure way to put a strap on a watch. But when you have two-piece straps, especially when you're connecting it without any sort of loop through like the NATO, I mean, the odds of it falling off your wrist are still pretty small, but it can happen. All right, so let's get that stuff out of the way. All right. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and go over the 7 specs you need to know. Then we'll talk about this watch more in detail. So you're looking at a 48mm stainless steel case. It's 13.7 millimeters thick. It's 48 millimeters lug to lug. It's on a 20mm stainless steel bracelet with a quick release feature. It's water resistant to 200 meters, which is 660 feet. You do have a very nice ETA 2824 movement side with roughly about a 40-hour power reserve. You do have a very nice domed sapphire crystal with an AR coating. And the rest of the stuff I'll go ahead and put down there in the description field for you. So again, I've been waiting for VAER to come out with a dive watch for years. I actually bugged them to do this, and I'm glad they listened to their customers and some of the other reviewers. Now, the thing about this watch, guys, I'm not going to fake the funk. It's very well made. It feels extremely well made. It looks extremely well made. It's got a nice heft to it at 145 grams. But man, I hate to say this, it just doesn't move me. I just don't, look at this watch and go, God, I've got to get one of those. You can obviously see the Rolex and others, influences on this watch with the triangle indexes, the bezel, the overall, look, size, and shape of the case. It is an homage to the Swiss divers. And with that being said, it just doesn't stand out. I mean, there's no other really way to kind of describe that other than it's a very well-made watch. It'll probably last you forever. It's got an awesome, ETA 2824 movement inside, but it just doesn't move me. Maybe if they had put like a textured dial, some sort of pattern on the dial, maybe, switched up the indexes a little bit. But anybody that's going to look at this is going to go, oh, look, they're either going to think it's a Rolex at, a distance, or they're going to, realize it's kind of like a Rolex homage type of watch. Obviously the handset is different from a Submariner or some other Rolex, but, it just has that overall Rolex vibe to it. But I mean, it's very well made. And this is one of the neat features about this watch that I did like. If you look underneath here, you've got a highly polished section underneath the bezel. They didn't have to do that. That's just kind of a neat little feature. Look at that, man. And speaking of bezel, all right, let's go ahead and go over the functionality of the watch. Bezel, rock solid. Almost no back play. Nice click action to it. Literally, I don't think there is any back play with this watch. Lines up perfectly. You got your hour minute hands. You've got applied indexes there. You got a nice little sword second hand. A really nice dial, a dark matte black. Minimal writing on the dial. You got Swiss made down there at the bottom. The bezel does kind of remind you of a Rolex bezel a little bit. Crown, nice screw-in crown. Nice knurling. What's odd with this one is, and I haven't experienced this with other VAER watches, this has no crown pop whatsoever. I had no idea now that I just unscrewed this crown. I don't know if that's by design. I don't know what's going on, but normally these have a very distinctive crown pop when you unscrew the crown. This one has absolutely none. Now it's butter smooth when you wind it and butter smooth when you screw it back in, but when you unscrew it, you have no idea that the crown's been unscrewed. So that might cause a problem sometimes. It is a signed crown. You got the little VAER text there on the crown itself. Again, good knurling. One of my other major gripes with this watch is I think that this stainless steel bracelet has been kind of like it's been an off-the-shelf option for VAER. If you notice, the integration between the bracelet and the case right there where my thumb is, see that little, section peeking out right there? It's like this bracelet wasn't made specifically for this case. So I thought at first glance when I first installed the bracelet that I had not installed it correctly because it doesn't line up in that one little section. And if you look even closer, you can see that's where the spring bar goes. It's like it's a little bit, it's exposed, which I was like, man, did I put this bracelet on incorrectly? So not crazy about the integration of the stainless steel bracelet to the case. And here's the other side. And you can see it right there. You can, clearly see inside that end link where the stainless steel, where the spring bars go. So I thought that's really odd. And then when you open the bracelet up, it's friction, which is not, my favorite way to open up a stainless steel bracelet. It's a friction closure. And if you look right here, look at the curvature of the end link to the case. As you can see, it's not lined up. It's not, again, this bracelet has not been made specifically for this case. I mean, I think quick release stainless steel bracelets and straps are neat. I don't know. I don't know if I would have gone with that for, this is an $800 watch. This is not a cheap watch. That's just my personal preference. If VAER gets back with me and they tell me why, all of this is happening, I'll be happy to put that in the comments section and kind of update you. I mean, otherwise, great looking case back. You got a skeletonized case back. You can see the ETA movement in there. You got some laser etching around the periphery of the case back. Again, it is a screw down case back. You got a little Geneva striping on the rotor there, which is nice. A couple of blued screws. It's a nice looking movement for sure. Just a little bit of finishing on it, not too much. So guys, overall, I do like it. I think, for getting an ETA movement, 200 meters of water resistance, all stainless steel. You've got a ceramic 120 click bezel. It only weighs 145 grams. I think, for the actual features that you're getting, it's a good deal, especially again with that ETA movement. But again, it just doesn't move me, man. I'm like, man, I've got to get one of those VAER D7s. You'll never hear me say that, only because I think the guys over at VAER could have done a little better job making it more distinctive, making it more their own. I think they played it, a little bit safe with their first diver, and I can understand that. But, again, not a cheap watch, not, anywhere near, Swiss prices, but I don't know, man. It just doesn't move me. But anyway, let me go ahead and try this thing on. And excuse my hands. I've got super dry skin right now, and my hands just started to crack. So sorry about that. And it's only on this hand. It's not on my right hand, which is weird. All right, it feels great. I mean, wow, it feels really comfortable. Bracelet is super comfortable. Let's go ahead and show you the Lume. Again, I don't like friction closures, man. I never have. But anyway, let's go ahead and kill all the lights. Let's kill the studio light. Now, this is a loomed bezel, which everybody loves. Great, great lume. SuperLuminova, obviously. So guys, tell me what you think, man. I mean, do you think it's worth the 800 bucks? Would you get one? Let me make sure this bezel, by the way, is lining up correctly. I told you that it lined up perfectly, and I thought it did. Okay. Uh-oh. All right, well, as you can see, it's off just a tiny bit. Ruh-roh. Let me try it one more time. All right, that's one click before. And this should be the click to line up perfectly. Nope. Ah, crap. Well, anyway, well, there you go. So guys, tell me what you think of this thing. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to know, do you think this is worth the 800 bucks? It's a good watch. It is a good watch. Again, doesn't move me. I know that's like the 5th time I've said it. But some people are going to love this thing. Some people are absolutely going to love it. So anyway, I'll make sure I put a link in the description field so you can head on over to VAER and pick one up. Again, they're 800 bucks. You get an initial Tropic strap with this, and then you get your choice of a secondary strap, whether that be a stainless steel bracelet or some sort of NATO strap. And they come in a couple different variants. Anyway, just check out VAER watches. You'll see all of these. And again, the D5 is the American Assembly version, and the D7 is a totally Swiss-made version, and that's what this is. So guys, as always, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell, and thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next review. Take care. Bye-bye.